All right, guys, somebody sent me an article this morning in regards to homelessness in America, and apparently it is up over 18%, which is just unbelievable to me. It really, really is. So I spent the last maybe hour or two going over a few articles, and I would break down some of this for you so you know what is going on. So a lot of the cities in America are essentially at some levels of a breaking point. And sanctuary cities like Boston are absolutely no exception to this. All right. Homelessness is skyrocketing. Families are being pushed aside. And who's left to foot this bill, right? It's the taxpayers. OK, so let me start with some numbers here. Right. In 2024, Massachusetts spent nearly $1 billion, or $932 million to be exact, to shelter homeless families. That's 3 times what was originally budgeted for. 3 times, okay? And here's the thing. Half of those being sheltered are migrants who came here from the southern border. So in total, the state is housing, feeding, and providing services for 7,500 families, but that equates to about 23,000 people. And here's a little bit of the math for you. When you break this down, Massachusetts is spending $124,000 per family annually to provide shelter. Or to put it another way, that's roughly around $40,500 per person per year. That is what they are spending. And this isn't just a budget overrun. It's a financial disaster to some point. And all of this is coming out of the pockets of the hardworking taxpayers here, at least a good majority, okay? Now, the impact on Boston's residents, they've been somewhat devastating, right? You've seen my previous videos. You've seen a lot of the comments. And families who have lived here for generations now find themselves competing for shelter and resources with thousands of migrants. Meanwhile, homelessness in Boston has jumped 23% since 2022, 23%. And nearly 150,000 children nationwide experienced homelessness on a single night in 2024. And that is just, it's again, unbelievable to me. So every dollar spent on these sanctuary policies is a dollar not spent helping our own citizens. Okay. Again, I've talked about this before. It's a bottleneck issue or a sustainability issue to some point. So the reality is this. So these policies, in my opinion, are not sustainable, all right? And while Massachusetts spends billions of dollars on emergency shelters, affordable housing remains absolutely out of reach for most people. I'm in the business. It is very, very difficult out there. Rising demand, limited supply are essentially driving costs substantially higher for people, and it's making it very difficult for working families to get by. We are in a somewhat of a inventory crisis here in at least in Eastern Massachusetts, right? Now, other cities are addressing homelessness by focusing on local solutions, but Boston seems like it's doubling down on policies that attract more problems. Cities like Dallas have managed to reduce their homeless population by revamping some of their back-end systems, okay? But Boston continues to pour money into a broken problem, right? So they're trying to fix it until it's broke, okay? They're fixing a problem until it's absolutely broken, in my opinion. And I think this is one of the reasons why we had the tax increase. So you have to ask yourselves, who are these policies really helping? They're not helping the taxpayers. They're not helping the lifelong residents, and they're not helping the migrants essentially in the long term, right? It's not a sustainable problem that could essentially be fixed. And really, it's time for them to get on here and admit it, okay? They need to talk about this, and they really need to talk about a potential solution to this problem, because a lot of people know what's going on behind the scenes, and they want some answers, right? So I don't know what the solution is, but our focus should be, of course, securing the border and using our resources for Americans, help our families, help our veterans, and to try to help homelessness. Boston can't keep on playing catch up in a game that they cannot win, right? So the truth is, sanctuary policies sound compassionate, but in reality, they are hurting the very people that they claim to protect, okay? They do. A lot of these people do not end up coming here and getting set up in a situation where they have they have work, they have housing, something that's affordable, right? They're just essentially, they're in a better position potentially than where they came from, but I don't know how great of a situation that they are in, especially if they start limiting, meaning the city of Boston or Massachusetts start limiting some of these resources. So essentially, I think that if you look at some of the statistics, a lot of the cities and states that have the majority of homelessness are actually sanctuary cities. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. They are, and it's a shame that in one hand, like, it's a tough issue to talk about here, guys. Right? In one hand, you are helping somebody, but in the other hand, you're not, right? You're not. And the person, or I should say the people that you're not helping is effectively your citizens, right? The people that have been here for a long time because of the resources that are being taken up. And, because of the money that is being spent outside of the citizens that are already struggling. So it's just something I can't get on board with, guys. I don't know what you think, but I think it's a real shame that there's so many people that are homeless. It just keeps on rising and rising. And we're in this situation that really needs to be corrected because it's an unsustainable issue. So very unfortunate issue, and it's very, very difficult. So anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I will see you on the next one. Hopefully, maybe over the weekend or Monday, I'll have something else for you guys. So see you then.